This is Hip Hop Movie Club, the show for serious hip hop fans who want to deepen their cultural knowledge. We are longtime hip hop fans who have watched over 75 hip hop themed films, and in this episode, we'll answer this question: can hip hop tell stories about everyday Black life, not just struggle, but community, responsibility, growth, and maturity, and still stay authentic? We'll give you a quick snapshot about this film, talk about where it fits in the hip hop canon, a few fun facts, what kind of impact this film had, and what fans said about this movie. I'm Dino Wright, filmmaker, designer, and I'm passing the mic to JB.
Hey, I'm JB, 80s and 90s nostalgia junkie. Let me pass the mic over to Boogie for a minute.
Hey, what's going on, peoples? I'm Boogie, a DJ, longtime hip-hop fan. Yes.
So let me tell you a little bit about Barbershop, quick summary, and then we'll get into it. Barbershop follows Calvin, played by Ice Cube, a Chicago barber. He impulsively sells his late father's shop to chase bigger dreams, but over one chaotic day filled with wild characters, heated debates, and a stolen ATM subplot, Calvin realizes the shop is more than just a business. It's the heart of the neighborhood. And then he's got to figure out if he's made the biggest mistake of his life. Barbershop, it was a charming film. I enjoyed it. I was expecting a little bit more maybe of that barbershop banter like you see in the scenes in Coming to America, where it's just like chaotic and craziness.
The archetype for this. It's
the archetype, exactly.
In Coming to America.
Yeah. But
You gotta drink a rock Marciano.
But I do think that it actually works because the barbershop's such a central figure for a lot of these urban scenes, and like a lot of folks is like the center of their universe is like church and the barbershop, and that's where things get settled and vetted out, right? Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on that, Boogie?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember, growing up in my neighborhood, right up the street, there was a barbershop right there, right on the corner of my street in South Orange Avenue, and that was one of the cool spots to hang out. And then there was another one. I mean, there's a couple of them in the neighborhood, but I remember that was the one to be at because everybody in the neighborhood went to that one right there. And the conversations, I mean, they talked about everything from what was on TV to the hottest songs on the radio to sports. Everything got chopped up in the barbershop.
You see it all the time in little, even commercials or movies, sports debates, even like ESPN commercials and stuff like that. The Jordan versus LeBron debate, right? How many barbershops that's probably like a big sticking point. You get old heads like us that'll just say Jordan, you can never beat Jordan. And then, younger crowd was with LeBron. But in this movie, shifting gears back to the movie, the key cast, Ice Cube plays Calvin. Cedric the Entertainer, who I think pretty much steals the show, is the old head, is Eddie. Anthony Anderson. I love the way he talked.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that old man, like mumbled, like back in my day.
Yes.
Yeah. Eve played a great role as Terry. I think she did a great job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She was terrific, I thought. A lot of range.
Yeah. She was awesome.
Yeah, really great.
And we saw Keith David as Lester Walls. He always seems to play like a shady individual.
He has such like regal presence, though. He's so good.
Yeah, he's
playing a villain.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite people on screen. Like his voice just commands respect.
Exactly, even if he's like an evil character.
Yeah. Troy Garrity was the white boy as Isaac. Michael Ealy as Ricky. I like the character Dinka. Leonard Earl House. Yeah. Well, the one funny quote, somebody called him Jumbo Matumbo.
Jumbo Matumbo.
That was awesome. And then director is Tim Story, and he was also known for the 2005 version of Fantastic Four. He directed that film and the Ride Along franchise.
Yeah, I like both of those movies. The two that I saw. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. And he was nominated for 2 NAACP Image Awards for Outstanding Directing in a Feature Film Television Movie in 2006 and 2013. And I actually watched this on DVD, and they had a couple special features that I got to see, and the director's cut and things like that. And they're like, once I saw the script, it was like, yes, this is we got to do this. Having the barbershop as the central venue. It just made a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had Lamar Tate, brother of Lorenz Tate.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I think the banter between him and Anthony Anderson's JD character were pretty funny though. They were like two bungling thieves that really didn't know what the heck they were doing.
No.
And then once they did the job, they were like, "Oh shoot, how do we hide the evidence?" And had a hard time doing that.
So we still talk about where does this movie fit, like in the hip hop film canon? It's part of the evolution of Ice Cube from his days of NWA into a family friendly character.
Yeah,
and this was a pivotal movie to that shift. Whereas he had already done Friday at this point, but more the family friendly that we see like in Are We There Yet? And he becomes more credible in that type of role. And it gave more momentum for black comedies.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we saw the stereotypical crime written movies, the Menace to Societies, the Boys in the Hoods, the South Centrals. And this was the shift towards something authentic, but not violence written, not crime written. I mean, yeah, there's a crime at the plot point of the movie, but it wasn't violent crime. So yeah, this was definitely central in that transition. And it's also the jump off point for Eve too, who went on to have a career in film as well. She starred in other barbershop movies, and she also had her own television shows, etc. So this showed that she had a presence not just as an MC in music videos, but also carrying scripted content for film and television.
Yeah, the lack of violence is really telling in this. I mean, there's a little, not a whole lot.
Right.
And there is a gun, and it's a gun that's sort of the turning point of the plot. And it wasn't even fired. It was just the existence of it, like, was a symbol for one way of life. But this movie really had, the barbershop as a way of chopping it up and heated debates without resorting to violence every time.
Yeah, and I mean the one thing that was so key with the authenticity, down to the fact that you had D. Ray Davis, who played Ray Ray, the hustle man.
Yeah.
I mean, every barbershop had a hustle man that comes in. He's either selling bootleg DVDs, bootleg CDs. He's got the bootleg clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever he could find, he's trying to sell it. And I know the fact that he would get kicked out and still come back, get kicked out, still come back, get kicked out, still come back. Mm-hmm. And then you had the guys that were just hanging out, like Checker Fred. But he's even getting a haircut.
Checker Fred.
He's just hanging out. He's just hanging out playing checkers.
Yeah, how many times do you go to the barbershop without your head cut, Levi?
Never. But I know people that did it.
All right, there you go. It's a place to hang out, though.
Yeah, no, I would definitely go there.
Of course you'd go.
Yeah, I would go with my friends sometimes, but usually I would get the haircut, and instead of coming right back, I would hang out there, like, whatever.
Okay.
Like it'd be like a group of us go, like, one person sit in the chair, to swap out, next person sit in the chair, swap out, next person sit in the chair, swap out. And, whoever's coming in and out, talking to them. And then, like you're saying, like, you're trying to get something like, you don't want to go downtown. So if the guy comes through with the CDs, at the time it was cassettes, but then CDs, the guy come through with those, you're going to try to get one of those.
Yeah.
Get the hottest joint without having to get on the bus.
There you go.
And then with the same thing with the VHS tapes and the DVDs, same
had
thing.
bus fare money to buy tapes.
Absolutely. Why get on a bus when you can, buy a couple of CDs and whatnot?
Like Columbia House, but it comes to you in the barbershop.
That's right.
You get those mixtapes before anybody else. Yeah, so I think, like you mentioned, the word authenticity, Boogie, I think it seemed to be authentic in terms of the barbershop setting is deeply rooted in Black urban culture, and it captured the kind of rhythm and flow of those conversations. Even the employees themselves, like Eve, like, who took my apple juice, and like that whole heated debate.
Oh my God,
pretty
yes.
Funny. Yeah. And the authenticity with Ice Cube and Eve being central figures. And Eve, like you said, Eve was at her commercial peak at this time. The soundtrack had some good tracks as well, which we can get into in just a bit. So, the music, the language, the fashion seemed to be pretty authentic. Yep.
Even some of the debates, or there was one scene that was even like shot like as if it was a cipher. And imagine that's how it happens in the barbershop. Not that I've been to a black barbershop. I'm trying to think. Not really. I've been in a lot of Asian barbershops, but not, that's really like someone's house. Come on, go.
I mean, the one knock could be like this was a little bit of sanitized version because it was. I don't remember, it was PG-13 or something like that. So they kind of sanitized it a bit. Because some of those conversations get even more raw and contentious. But again, they were going to a little bit PG-13, yes, a little bit more family friendly. So I can't really knock it for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they definitely toned it down as far as language. But yeah, it was
right.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack itself, if you want to do a little bit of a deeper dive, it was appropriate for the time. It wasn't really central to the movie. It was more ambient than central to the storytelling. But I like the intro song. When EPMD's You Got to Chill, because that's like on my playlist. That was on there, but that's not really credited on the soundtrack. When I looked at the actual soundtrack, it's not on the true soundtrack.
More like a score.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how You Got to Chill. I was like, yeah, that was a classic big miss right there. Like, come on. I mean, it was funny because as soon as they put it on, it's like everybody's head.
Exactly. Yeah. It looked like Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah.
Every time I play that song, my head does the exact same motion. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, it's not even on the soundtrack. What?
Yeah. On the soundtrack, you do have B2K, Diddy with Jagged Edge, Marvin Gaye. You have some slow jam. Some of those guys, Genuine. But again, it doesn't really pop that much, but it is definitely appropriate for the time frame of the film.
They got 2 cookout classics on here, though. That Got to Give It Up Part 1 and that I'll Take You There. Those are 2 cookout classics right there. Absolute must.
Yeah. You need staple singers to have a cookout.
Yeah. But I love how that they Got to Give It Up part, when they put it on, because it was put on right at the right time, because Jimmy and Isaac got so heated to the point where they were actually probably going to come to blows.
Yeah.
And the song came on, and Eve kind of stepped in between, and then everybody starts dancing to the song.
Good needle drop. Very good needle drop. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love how it faded out with the I'll Take You There for the end credits.
Yeah.
That was.
A fine point on the heartwarming part of this movie.
Yeah. And as far as the filming and looking it up, they actually did film it in Chicago during the winter 2001 into early 2002. They used a storefront at 79th Street and Exchange Avenue. That was once a laundromat to build the set for Calvin's Barbershop. Oh, also another cameo when talking about cast cameo. Did you saw Jalen Rose?
Yeah.
Was in this film. Yep. Former Michigan Fab 5 star and NBA star.
Absolutely.
Jalen Rose. And again, he was pretty much at a height of his popularity. So that was kind of cool to see. Where they were joking, like, Michael who? Yeah. Yeah, that was neat. Impact and legacy of this film. Obviously, it spawned a series of sequels, right?
Yeah, you got 2004's Barbershop 2 Back in Business, 2016 Barbershop The Next Cut, the spinoff Beauty Shop starring Queen Latifah, and they actually had 2005 a short-lived TV series by the same name that actually was on Showtime. Yeah, so I mean they put a little legacy out there. I mean, you go from, this one came out in 2002, then you have the last one came out in 2016. And it did pretty well.
There was a sort of controversy when this film came out with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton taking offense to what Eddie said about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and trying to get it deleted from the home video releases. But Ice Cube defended the film, saying this was a representation, an honest representation that would actually get said in barbershops. So it stayed in. My question is, would Eddie have voted for Trump? I think he would have done it. I think he was that crazy and contrarian to do it. Maybe even a second time. I feel like he would have done it because he was that kind of guy.
I had those notes in there too about the controversy. It was, he was just so opposed to the traditional beliefs, and he was like, Rosa Parks, man, all she did was she just sat her butt down. That's all she did. Like everybody, so many people came before. They got locked up, look it up, but she just sat down because she was connected with Martin Luther King. And everybody's like, what? And it was like one of those needle the needle comes off the record.
Record scratch.
Like you,
so chops and record scratches.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a big debate. like you said, what's sacred versus what's funny? Like, are you allowed to almost denigrate somebody that was so central to reform and, you know, civil justice, like equality?
Yeah.
Interesting debate.
Yeah, I think his opinions wouldn't be that popular today even. I guess there's that element still that still exists. Black folk tear down other black folk. And it happens in every culture, I suppose.
I mean, there's a big topic of debate right now. I mean, even with the NAACP's endorsement of the candidate in Virginia versus, you know, there's a candidate running in Virginia who's a black woman, but she's Republican. And the NAACP did not endorse her. They endorsed the Democrat candidate who's a white woman. I've seen it all over social media. There's people on both sides of the fence like, why wouldn't they endorse the black person? It's like, well, you got to look at it like this. If she's not aligning herself with key issues that are central to the black community, why would they endorse her?
Yeah.
You know, all skin folk, I mean, all kinfolk, skin folk ain't kinfolk, you know what I mean? Come on. I side with anybody who's gonna see my side of the struggle and try to help me, regardless of what color they are. And if you're my color, that doesn't automatically get you a pass.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Ice Cube here. Ice Cube has had some controversial takes, like leaning towards the right, and Snoop Dogg playing for Trump, you know,
right,
campaigns and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a second, how do you come across like that? Like, so yes, there's always going to be people that are opposing the popular vote from that culture, and it's outrageous. You know, what Cedric the Entertainer's character Eddie was kind of so outrageous, but it's something like the shock value. It's a movie. Yeah. It's shock value. Like literally, he's not like out there in the streets. It's a movie. It's a comedy film, and yes, people rightfully can take offense to it. But actually, I know what Jesse Jackson opposed. He literally said "F Jesse Jackson." I mean, he literally said the words like "F Jesse Jackson." So, okay, yeah, Jesse could be upset about that.
Yeah.
Get over that. Get over Jesse. It's okay. It's okay, Jesse.
What if it was Harold Washington though?
Oh man.
Cedric the Entertainer, like he was like the MVP by far for me. Like some of his lines were just crazy. Like when they messed up the little boy's hair and there's a patch in the back, he's like you like a 101 Dalmatians. You're number 102. You like a leopard. Oh man, it was.
Yeah, he was against the grain, man. Against the grain, but funny.
But he did spout a lot of wisdom too. You could see like they were almost saying, like, "Hey," when he was bringing out like his old knife, and this is how we used to do the shave, and you take the extra care, and you know,
that monologue was nice. Yeah, that was a good monologue right there. It showed that he regardless of what came out of his mouth, he cared about the profession. He cared about the legacy of the shop, and just keeping those going. Yeah.
Right. I mean, he was connected with Calvin's father, who had originally owned the shop and passed it down. He wanted to see that tradition passed down and keep the barbershop as the central venue for the community.
They do show how he gets connected with the barbershop in the sequel.
Origin story.
So if you want to see how Eddie comes connected, watch Barbershop 2 and it'll show you.
All right.
Another line that I thought was funny was actually with Calvin, Ice Cube's character, who kept talking about Oprah's guest house. That was like, it's actually Stedman's house when he gets
in for all Stedman references and jokes.
Oh man, let's go.
From the very beginning.
When he's in the doghouse,
Stedman. I want all the Stedman content.
It was kind of like Calvin kept wanting a get rich quick type scheme, get out of that barbershop day to day, because there was a lot of violence happening in the very beginning throughout, you know, and it was a dangerous type place and very chaotic. He wanted another get rich quick scheme. So he had tried some herbal supplement thing, and his pregnant wife was saying, why, you know, first you want to do this, now you're creating a studio. His studio equipment blew up, and he was always trying to figure something out. And the other thing that struck me was like, he sold the shop and it was only for $20,000. And even in the early 2000s, like that's not a lot of money. And then they wanted $40,000 to recoup it, like double the money. And I'm like, that still doesn't add up. Like that's way too little.
Total loan shark.
South side. Yeah. Loan sharking.
Yep. There was some funny scenes in this movie though that had me really cracking up though. That one scene they were debating, they were talking about the women. They said the women with a big
Yes. When they referenced Jennifer Lopez. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That part, the other part when with the woman with the Camry outside. Yeah, I got a car like that. Oh man.
Yeah.
He still has like shaving cream on his face and stuff. Like, yeah. That's good.
Oh man. And I like I think it's 2-piece. Oh man. Yeah, it was some good stuff in there though.
Yeah, Tink was trying to learn how to pick up the ladies and learn some of the nomenclature, which was kind of funny. The only one, I think that the stolen ATM thing got a little bit old to me. Like, as that the main slot plot, like it was like, okay, this again, back to this, back to that. It's kind of a little bit tried.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of it. I mean, yeah.
I was like, how much can you do with that?
It was like it had to be contractually obligated to be in there for some reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if it was worth the payoff, but here
yeah.
we are.
Let's ATM more Barbershop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, then the Indian store owner who they stole it from that they thought was Pakistani. That was kind of funny. Yeah. And he's like, "There's no money in there. There's just no money. Like, it was brand new."
Of course there wasn't.
Yeah.
Just installed it.
There's the rub. Yeah. But all in all, I was entertained.
I read that the actors got barber college training, but Troy Garrity, Isaac, was the only one who actually had experience cutting hair. Son of Jane Fonda, of all people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. That's why they gave him that little close-up when he was actually cutting, because he actually knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
No one else got a close-up like that.
Yeah, I could tell it was edited. I didn't think Q was really cutting hair at all. Yeah.
This got 6.3 on IMDb and 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, but somehow only 62% on the popcorn meter. A little bit of a disparity. In short, critics loved it. People were half and half on it. I really enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, I wonder what the negatives were. Did people expect to shoot that at the barbershop? They didn't get one.
People thought it was corny.
Yep.
It was like either they really hated it or they really loved it. So it sort of wasn't. There wasn't a whole lot in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PG-13 was kind of a turnoff as well. Like.
Right. When people see Barbershop, they want to see Def Comedy Jam, and there was even a line about that. Yeah. Like, this is not Def Comedy Jam.
Exactly.
Like, watch your language. I think Eve somebody said that in the film itself.
Yeah, when Eve was going off about the apple juice, Calvin kept telling her to, no cussing.
Yeah. Wink. Message.
Right. There's a few comedians in here, like D. Ray Davis. I've seen his stand up, and he goes in. Deion Cole was in there. He had a very small cameo role, but I've seen his stand up. Hilarious, but he goes in. But they said this is PG-13, so you'll see none of that in this movie.
All right, so why don't we go around and do our ratings for Barbershop? So, Boogie, for the movie Barbershop, would you bring that funky flick back or leave it in the vault?
Bring that funky flick back.
All right. Dino Wright, bring that funky flick back or leave it in the vault?
I am definitely bringing this funky flick back.
And I'll make it unanimous. I will also bring this funky flick back. Enjoyed it.
Thanks for tuning in to the Hip Hop Movie Club show. I'm Dino Wright, filmmaker, designer, longtime hip hop fan. I'm actually going to Chicago in a couple of weeks, so maybe I should roll down to 79th Street and check out Calvin Shop, which right now is a Little Caesars, so it doesn't actually exist anymore.
Pizza. I'm JB, 80s and 90s nostalgia junkie, longtime hip-hop fan. And I once met Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Now, that's not a hip-hop nor movie tidbit, but what a name there from the golden age of wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Barber.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Boogie, a DJ, longtime hip-hop fan, and I've seen all 3 Barbershop movies and the spin-off Beauty Shop more times than I can count. And I'm okay with that.
Next week, we will review Straight Outta LA, the 30 for 30 documentary directed by Ice Cube himself about the Los Angeles Raiders and the rise of gangster rap. Join us on Thursday, November 13th at the Frank Banco Alehouse Cinemas at SteelStacks in Bethlehem, PA, as the Hip Hop Movie Club screens Straight Outta Compton, 10th anniversary. You will not want to miss the story of the world's most dangerous group on the big screen.
And remember, don't hate, double date. Hey, go out with another couple. I'll actually be doing that tomorrow night as we record.
Nice.
We have some friends and we hit up dinner once every couple months. So I'm looking forward to that. Yep.
Yeah.
Fun.
Double date, don't double dare. I took that reference.
You know, JB.
I was on Super Sloppy Double Dare. Yeah. I was a contestant. We had to show a clip of that sometime.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right.